What's up, you guys? So today we're going to be doing a tour review on the Jurassic World Dominion Hammond Collection Pyroraptor. Now this figure was kind of hard to get, in my case. Because whenever this thing initially released, it had been out of stock at Target for like the longest time. It wouldn't even be sold online. But then some people had gone in on eBay, and of course, jerks being jerks, decided to like sell it for like $40 on some copies. Because, I mean, people are assholes and just like to sell things for much more than they're actually worth. I mean, the Hammond collection at off stores is hard to get. But anyways, about a week ago, the Pyroraptor had finally been sold on Target for shipping, at least in my case. Apparently these things were sold in Walmart in Mexico, so maybe I should move to Mexico. Because clearly they have things there that we don't have. I mean, the freaking bow damage Albertosaurus from 2020 was sold there, and pretty much all the other ones. But anyways, let's just take a look at this thing. So here we have the Hammond Collection logo up there, and the Jurassic World logo. We got the Pyroraptor right there, and we got the name Pyroraptor right here. And as per usual, we have a well, this side render looks slightly better than they normally do, but, I mean, it still looks bad, you know. And we got the Dominion logo. And we had the Pyroraptor right here, with the glass eye and the figure itself. And we have all the figures down here. I now officially have every single dinosaur in this list, except for Claire. I'm not going to get Claire. I don't care what you guys say. She is the face of the Uncanny Valley, and I'm not getting it. But anyway, so let's just take a look at this. When Kayla Watts and Owen Grady crash landed on the frozen lake in Biosyn Valley, they are ambushed by a peerless Pyroraptor. This feathered dinosaur with eye-catching coloring is a threat to both land and water, and the encounter leaves them on ice in every sense. Sorry for that abrupt cut, everyone. I think I'm starting to slowly lose my voice thanks to Dilo. But anyways, yeah, let's just take a look at this thing and open it up. Let's just open the box and like pull this thing out. And here we have a short, stimpy little Pyroraptor right here. We got this nice tail that's kind of cool. It bends, feels cool. Tail joint works. The plumage is a bit thick on this one, but I don't care. And let's just cut it out of its plastic prison. And try to find the points in which it's connected, so that way we can break it out of the box. Come on, you Pyroraptor. His hand is also Ooh, gaps. But anyways. Alrighty, and let's just attach the tail. And holy crap, this figure is actually quite cool. Let me just like cut off this little bit of plastic on the arm. Because for some reason, 2024 Hammond Collection just seems to be the year of all quality control issues. Because first of all, the Giga's quality control issue was rampant. Then there was the whole weirdness with Delta having some weird quality issues with its neck, which it's still going on, because I went to Target earlier, and they have 4 of them, and they all have bad necks. And now it's the Pyroraptor with some quality control issues. Although the Delta thing was a bit more public after the Pyroraptor one. Now, I already have one complaint about this Pyroraptor, and that is the arms. The arms are horrifyingly thin. Now, some figures have really thin joints in them, but for Mattel, because, well, I mean, it's Mattel, it's really concerning that the joint is so tiny and so circular at the same time. Because these figures don't have the best reputation for quality control. But anyways, yeah, I guess we can take a look at this thing now. So right off the bat, it's pretty red, as we may predict, because it's the Pyroraptor. It's literally the fire thief. And so, yeah. So this figure is pretty decent. Not the best one. Its tail definitely feels a lot softer than the previous Hammond Collection figure releases. And I gotta say, the ball joint on this thing works miles better than the previous Hammond Collection Velociraptor, like the original one from 2022. Like before, we had this thing, and it's just, yeah, that's just terrible. Meanwhile, the ball joint is pretty smooth. Now, on my copy, this one's ball joint is really tight, and it appears that the joint is actually located in this area. And if you move it enough, you will see some gaps in there, which I'm not really the biggest fan of gaps. Gaps bother me a lot. But I mean, I can overlook it pretty easily whenever it comes to the Pyroraptor. My only real complaints about this thing is just the gaps, which is pretty minor in terms of quality control issues, and the arms. The arms genuinely concern me. So, yeah, so let's just take a look at this thing in terms of articulation. And I love the little feathering on the jawline. Actually makes this thing look more menacing and evil. Which this figure will be a villain in the Hammond skits, so, yeah. Sorry for anyone hoping that the Pyroraptor would be a hero. But anyways, so, the jaw can open and close. The jaw is actually pretty good. Now, I thought they finally, like, resorted to the pin joints. You know, like, the things that they did for the... Wait, no, it's not pin joints. What joint was it? Oh, shoot. Shoot, I forgot. Well, I thought that they finally resorted to the, like, regular mainline joints, kind of like how you see on the Hammond Collection Pteranodon. But, nope. They just went back to the... nope, they're still just doing the freaking pin joints. Which, I mean... I don't know why I expected that, considering that the head is still in, like, one piece. I think the only other reason that they're doing the little pin joints instead of just, like, the actual, like, regular joints is so that way they can avoid seam lines on their heads. But, I mean, seam lines wouldn't be better than that. And as mentioned before, we got the ball joint on the head and neck. The head is a little bit looser than the base of the neck, but I'm sure that the base of the neck will loosen up over time. The arm can rotate a full 360 and spread from the body. And so can the elbows. It just really concerns me to move these things. The legs can rotate a full 360. At least I assume so. Yeah, they can. And they can spread from the body. It's actually a pretty decent spread. The legs can move up and down and rotate a full 360, and so can the feet. And the feet are actually molded differently this time. They're actually, like, a lot shorter than the previous Hammond Collection Raptors. So, that's neat in some fashion. And the tail is on a ball joint, and as you may have seen earlier whenever I was unboxing it, it has a wire in there, and it actually is pretty good, but again, I'm not going to be bending any of these wires. I don't know if I've ever established this before, but if I have, I probably only ever bend the wires for these things whenever it comes to reviewing them, because, I mean, but metal can fatigue, and what that means is that eventually the wire will break inside if you mess with it for long enough. So, yeah. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video, and goodbye.